I'm Shadow, and this is the first ever video uploaded by CritiqueCast. Well, anyway, let's get straight to the point. A map was submitted to me, named KillerRead. It's a generic zombie apocalypse map set in a library. Now, like all maps, it has a number of issues that need to be addressed. Mainly, an incredibly dull lighting setup, and a lot of repetition. Anyway, if you look at the map, you can see the lighting mainly consists of a large amount of industrial lights. Firstly, you want variation in your lighting. Usually, 2 to 3 light sources is the best direction to go, and a really effective light source is windows. If the story of the map is set at the beginning of an apocalypse, just use some ordinary windows, perhaps stained. However, if it's late in the storyline, you could try boarding them up, and with that you can create some really cool shadows. Just remember to lower the light map scale. And a custom texture will probably be best for the windows. Google will tell you how to make them. Now, in terms of colours, perhaps choose a harsh colour like grey for the light environment. Then, if you muck with the colour correction, you could darken around the areas around it using levels. Now, more than one light source is a good idea. What's even better is if the light sources contrast. Usually, using fire as a light source is a bad idea, but if you have the harsh lighting from the windows and make it contrast with the warm light from the fires, it would look excellent. A good idea would be to put the fires in places where the players would be safer, i.e. camping spots or, well, anywhere. But try to keep them away from the environment like home for the windows, just so you don't get any bugs, lighting bugs, or etc, etc. Well, that's some basic lighting techniques which could improve this map heavily. Anyway, take a look at some references for some more ideas. Google's your friend. Well, the next main point that I want to address is repetition. Notice in this screenshot how everything is fairly repetitive. The only objects in this entire scene are the pillars, the bookcases, and the 2 tables. And the texture repeats itself throughout the entire scene. So anyway, let's battle that repetition. The best way to battle texture repetition is to use more textures. Now, a good idea on how to detail this would be to make some overlays of paintings. On the top area of the walls, you could place 2D paintings with a nice normal map. This would split up the textures completely. You can get flat paintings with frames from the internet. Just remember to not place them at the lower level. This only works when they are viewed from afar. To split up the repetition on the floor, you could use props and displacements. Yes, displacements. Make a VMT which blends the wood texture onto a texture with trash on it or any other sort of texture you choose. Doing this isn't hard, and if you use VTF edit, which can be found in the description of this video, it's even faster. Lastly, to split up the repetition, you could also use small props like bottles or just random junk to help also split it up. Just make sure that you disable collision by using the prop physics multiplayer. And for larger detail, use things like chairs or knocked over statues. Well, that's the first video concluded. There was going to be more information and critique, but I just wanted people to get a basic idea of what's going to be in future videos. If you give me some feedback, then we will likely see some new videos very soon. I do need submissions though. There's no submissions, there's no videos, so if you can post your maps to CritiqueCast at live.co.uk and tell me a bit of the backstory and the mood you want to set, Well, thanks for listening and a little bit of watching. Goodbye.